Okay, it is Wednesday, February the 7th, and we are live tonight. We're going to do a question and answer, and you guys can, chat with me on what's going on, and I'll answer all your questions. And I know that I've been traveling, and then we had some technical problems last week. So I think I got things smoothed out. I worked all day on it, so there was a couple issues with the computer, with the program. It's kind of complicated streaming to YouTube, because I switch cameras and things. So every time I switch the hardware, it seems to cause a little bit of problems. But you guys let me know if the sound and the picture are good. And we're gonna answer probably a lot of questions tonight. So it's good to be back. I feel really good. I got to go skiing, and there was a mountain that I always wanted to ski. It was on my bucket list, and I got to ski it. So Jackson Hole, Wyoming. And I figured I better get to that tough mountain before I get too old, because the older I get, the less I want to hassle things. So anyways, it's all good. So it was a good trip. But anyways, it's good to be back, and I am looking forward to answering questions here. So I'm getting a green bar here. Let's see. Let me just get my bearings here. Okay. Let's see here. I think everything looks good. Let me make sure that, let me check the YouTube channel and make sure that it is showing up at my channel that we are live here. So anyways, let's see, live tonight, to watch next. Oh, okay. Wednesday at 5:30. Okay, all right. So basically, what we're doing here is we're talking about detoxification, and what that is basically, this is the key to healing, because you have two major fluid systems in the body: blood and lymph. Okay, so the blood system feeds the cells, and the lymph system cleans the cells. So blood's easy to clean. It responds very quickly because it has to. So the idea is to clean the lymphatic system. This is where all the toxins and acids and things like that accumulate, because it is your sewer system. You have 100 trillion cells in the body. They all poop, okay? And that this is how it's cleaned, through the lymphatic system. So for some reason, we're not getting, I don't know what's going on here. We're not getting out to people right now. I'm live. I got a green bar, but there's nobody watching, so that's an issue. I don't know what's going on there. Let me see something here. Oh, I think I know the problem. All right, so here we go. Let's see if we can't get that. Okay. I'm going to give this, I'm going to probably have to restart this, you guys. Hold on one second here. I think I'm going to restart this broadcast. I think we had another problem here. Okay, so here we go. Here we go. It is February 7th, and it is Wednesday Night Live here. And we are going to have a YouTube live Q&A tonight. We're going to talk about healing, do-it-yourself natural healing. Going to give you the secrets and the keys to natural healing, how you can do it yourself. So this is really, really great information. And it all centers around the lymphatic system. The lymphatic system is the body sewer system. It's where all your roughly 100 trillion cells dump their waste, their toxins, their acids, all these things. So it makes sense that this is the area that we need to target, yet it's not taught in schools, really. Nobody really knows about it. Dr. Morse, Dr. Robert Morse brought it to our attention, brought the lymphatic system into the light as the place to focus on for healing. And it's really, really simple once you get the hang of it. So I'm here to teach that to you. And so we've got San Chad is in the house saying hello, hello, San Chad. And we've got some people finding our stream right now. I'm just going to keep talking until the group fills up a little bit. So, anyways, I was on vacation. I got to ski a mountain that I was on my bucket list. Jackson Hole, Wyoming. It's a tough mountain, so I figured I better get it done before I get too old. And it was a great trip. But and then we had technical issues last week, so I'm back. So we're probably going to answer a lot of questions tonight, which is okay by me. So basically, when you learn this simple stuff, you basically can take control of your health, your own health. And that's what's great. You don't need to rely on anybody else. You'll have the power and the knowledge to do the work. It's doing the work that's the hard part, because you have to kind of switch things that you're really used to. And one of the things is we're used to sort of a standard American diet, and that is predominantly meat, dairy, and grains, and vegetables in the form of French fries. So we got to change our ways and start recognizing what is alkalizing food and what is acid forming food, and we want to be on an alkalizing diet. This is the key, okay? Because acids cause inflammation. Inflammation gets a mucus response. That mucus plugs up the body, and it slows everything down. And when the lymphatic system gets slow, it becomes acidic and toxic. So this is the key. We eat an alkaline diet. The lymph fluids start moving again, they thin out, and then that whole system works. A lot of your immune system is in that lymphatic system. So your immunity goes up, everything goes up. And every one of your cells swims in this fluid. So it makes sense to keep it clean and flowing, all right? Because acids will destroy. And Bitsy's saying hi. Here's Bitsy, all right. She's crawling around. So anyways, let's jump in to some questions, okay? So we've got Jorge, APM, is asking, what made you decide to go on the Master Fast system? Okay, so I did a Master Fast. I did 44 days straight on grape juice and lemon and some herbs, combined with some dry fasting. So the Master Fast system is a very powerful system that's using grape juice, which is alkalizing, and very energizing too to the body, and combining that with herbs. Now, combined with basic detoxification herbs, like what Dr. Morse and I talk about, which are the herbs for the kidneys. Okay, see, the lymphatic system cleans itself through the kidneys. So the kidneys are really, really important. So you got kidney herbs on the Master Fast. You got lymphatic herbs to pull on that lymph system to help that lymph system move. You've got herbs for the GI tract, because that's a major area of elimination. We know that. And you've got herbs for the glands, especially the adrenal glands. So, and then there's some others too that you can throw in there. But I wanted to try it out. I wanted to see if I could do it. I needed a really good, powerful cleanse, and it did its job. I could not believe that I could go 44 days on that. I'm not a fasting guy. I hadn't fasted in years, so I did it, and it was great. So it was more curiosity. There's a lot of great testimonials over there at the Master Fast System site, so I just wanted to see what it was. They recommend doing the pasteurized grape juice, which I did. But I'm more of a fan of the raw grape juice fast and eating the solid grapes too. So there you go, Jorge. We got Kelly Kirchina. Hi, Mark. I've been taking 2 glandulars the past 5 days and can't sleep. I feel wired. Is this normal? I'm taking beef brain, pituitary, parathyroid, and hypothalamus, and bone marrow for teeth. Okay, so... So we know that one of the glands, the gland that controls the sleep, really is the pineal gland, because it makes melatonin. You make your own melatonin. So you might be hyperstimulating that. It's right next to the pituitary. What happens is the glandulars are nothing more than glands of animals. And when we take them in the body, just being in the presence of those gland tissues, even though they're from a different animal, stimulates our glands, our similar glands. So that's the idea behind the glandulars. They're powerful, and I use them to kickstart, to really kickstart a stubborn gland. So I would back off on that. It's probably overstimulating your pineal gland. So back off and see if that helps. It sounds like you're kind of taking a catch-all a catch-all glandular. So if you're trying to target, I don't know what's going on with you other than the teeth, but if you're trying to target, let's say, the parathyroid, I would do a specific parathyroid glandular. If you're trying to target the pituitary, I'd do a specific pituitary glandular. And then you're taking a bone marrow for teeth. I don't understand why you're doing that, the bone marrow for teeth. The weak teeth is really a sign of acidosis in the body, especially in the upper regions, the mouth area. And so get some pH papers and test your mouth saliva. If you're down in the low 6s, it's gonna eat away at your teeth. All right, so. The parathyroid's really involved in bones and teeth as well, because the parathyroid is where you utilize calcium. So if that's weak, you're not utilizing enough calcium, so you're going to get weak bones in teeth. So that's that. Okay, Kelly. So I hope that helps you. So we got Keto Witch. Hello, Mark. Hello, Keto Witch. I switched from a keto diet to a pesco vegetarian. My inflammation has gone way down. Okay, so the ketogenic diet is it's a high-fat diet, and so now you've gone to a fish vegetarian diet, and your inflammation's gone way down. Well, wait till you get on a real alkalizing diet, like 80% fruit, 20% salads, or something like that. It's going to go down even more because that's a pure alkalizing diet. The fish is acidic. And I don't know, vegetarian diet is such a broad term. You can have a very alkalizing vegetarian diet of raw salads and things like that, or a super acidic diet and still be vegetarian of eggs and cheeses and all these kinds of things. So the inflammation goes down if you take in alkaline chemistry and you learn and you do a few herbs to move some lymph, clean the kidneys up, clean the GI tract up, and bring those glands up. You're gonna alkalize, and the inflammation will go down. All right. Inflammation is nothing but a mucus inflammatory response by the body to protect itself from acids. So if we don't take in acids, we don't have to produce as much mucus to buffer acids. So that's the beauty of this. So, all right, so good. Keto Witch. Okay, good. So keep going. Yeah, you're on the right path. I would just say that you can do better as far as getting more alkaline. So we got Jorge. Are there any side effects on doing daily enemas while doing the master fast in your experience? Some people say that your body can get used to the enemas, and it slows down your natural ability to vacate the bowels. The body's kind of a cold weather animal. It does better under stresses and things like that. So I don't know. It can get lazy. It says, "Hey, why should I poop? I've got all these enemas helping me out." So. I didn't have any problems with that. The thing is, on a master fast, you're detoxing super, super aggressively. So it helps to move toxins out of the body, with the enemas. So I didn't experience anything, but there's different schools of thought on that. But yeah, you're moving a lot of toxicity on that. So I know that Gino recommends doing them, once or twice a day. But I didn't have any problem on that. So Kelly says, hi, Bitsy. All right. She's getting ready to take a nap here. She's realized she can't coax me into playing with her. She kind of knows when this computer comes out and the lights go on that she's going to have a couple hours of downtime. So, all right. So Keto, which is saying, I just switched from a keto diet to, oh, wait, that's the same one. I'm sorry. We got two of those. All right. So here we go. So Sanchad is asking, I have psoriasis. Okay, so psoriasis is a skin issue, right? And all these skin issues are really It's a lymphatic issue, and I'll tell you why. The skin is the third kidney. In other words, the kidneys filter wastes and toxins from the sewer system, lymphatic system. If the kidneys can't keep up, it sends it out to the skin, the third kidney. All right. Even in the healthy kidneys, the skin is helping eliminate toxins and acids. So what happens is, if the skin can't release these toxins and acids, it backs up and it starts to inflame. It starts to become blocked. And what happens with lymphatic blockages is they can dehydrate and they can get really stiff and hard really hard to correct. Okay, that's why people with psoriasis and eczema and things like that have a heck of a time getting rid of it, because they've got to get sticky lymph moving. Sometimes this lymph has been stagnant for years, even decades, and then their lymph nodes are blocked, so there's nowhere to go. It's a real mess. So it's learning about how to move lymph, how to get the kidneys filtering, and how to get this stuff thinned out, alkalized, and moving. This is the key. All right, so you got psoriasis. Right off the bat, we know weak kidneys and weak skin. All right. So I'm doing raw fruit and salads. That's great. So you're on an alkalizing diet. I've been having success. Good. But want to go to a deeper detox. What would you recommend, citrus or just all fruits, or keep doing what I am doing? So, okay, so there are different levels of detoxification, and we just talked about the master fast. Master fast is way up there. That is really super aggressive, okay? That's kind of top of the mountain as far as detoxification. And 100% grape juice, 100% grapes, that is really strong, okay? Citruses are really strong. You can do a 100% orange juice diet. That's super strong if you want to go that aggressive. Watermelon's super aggressive, okay? So, and then combining that with the herbs, that's going to be very aggressive. All right. And then we throw in what's called dry fasting for 24 to 36 hours. And so we basically don't take in any fluids or any food once or twice a week. And that's really powerful too. So that can get you up. I have a video called How to Detox Using Fruit, and it shows you the hierarchy of the fruits on how to speed up a detox and slow down a detox. Okay. So I hope that helps you. But you can go more aggressive than that. People are on mono diets, and juice is the most aggressive. So let's say you want to go super aggressive, so grape juice, right? And what I don't prefer the pasteurized. Sometimes I know it's necessary because of the cost of raw and all that, and the portability and all those things. But anyway, so grape juice. Combined with 1 lemon per quart. You mix that together. That's a very powerful alkalizing, detoxifying food. And so then you could mix that with some whole grapes too. So that's very powerful. So you can play around with the different levels. Lemons are very powerful at detoxification. So you've got room to go on the upside. All right. So keto, which I've been dry brushing and fascia busting to help move the lymph out. What is the fascia busting? Is that a tapping or something? Let me know. So dry skin brushing is really good. It stimulates the skin, and it helps it to get lymphatic fluids to get moving and all that kind of stuff. Massage is good. Getting kidney filtration will take a load off of that skin. Hot and cold showers, sweat. Get to a sauna. This hot yoga, the Bikram yoga is really good. Get that thyroid up. Your thyroid's probably down. If we don't have a strong thyroid, we don't sweat enough, and this leads to skin problems too. But yeah, massages, all these kinds of things can really help, move that skin. There's circulation. There's actually skin formulas. Doing a liver gallbladder cleanse, a liver gallbladder flushing is really good too. General detox helps the liver gallbladder, but that's tied to the skin. There's skin formulas, but stimulate. Like I said, the hot and cold showers, the dry skin brushing, all these things, and the sweating will really, really help you move that out. Okay. And then there's circulation herbs too that can help. Cayenne garlic combination's really good. Okay, so that will help you. All right, so we got G. Kuljian. Just read the book Rational Fasting by Arnold Ehret, written in about 1900. Yeah, so this has been around a long time. Fruit and fasting, very interesting confirmation of this way we're following. Yeah, Arnold Ehret was one of the early adopters of it. The mucusless diet healing system. So, yeah, he just talked about putting in foods that are not mucus forming, which is what we're talking about here. Because he's really saying eat an alkalizing diet, really, when you think about it. But Arnold Ehret, Arnoldehret, you can get the PDFs online and just read them for free. They're very good reads. Okay, and yeah, he talks about fasting and all these kinds of things. So very, very good. Yeah, Dr. Morse took a lot from Arnold Ehret for sure. Sanchez, I continue to have diarrhea while on raw foods. What would you recommend? Well, I don't know what herbs you're on. Tell me what kind of raw foods you're on. Sometimes when you go on high fruit, the body instantly goes into a cleansing mode, including the bowels, and diarrhea is part of the way the body cleanses. So it usually subsides after a couple of weeks. But let me know the foods that you're actually eating, okay? And maybe I can help you with that. But that is a normal part of the detoxification process. Yeah, it's online in PDF, and that's Rational Fasting by Arnold Ehret. Also, the Mucusless Diet Healing System is on PDF, I believe, as well. All right, so hold on. We've got, I keep, okay, so Keto Witch, anything to help me with hot flashes besides estradiol, mare's urine derived hormones? Okay, so, yeah, the hot flashes, of course, is a hormonal issue. So, when the glands are not cleaned, they become out of balance, okay? So, so what causes the glands to become out of balance? And low functioning or high functioning, they're both really the same. It's something's clogged, and guess what that is? That's the lymphatic system, and sticky lymph can be in the glands. It's everywhere. So you want to detoxify the body, get the kidneys opened up, get them filtering, get the skin sweating, all these things we talk about. Get on an alkalizing diet. And there are herbs that will help these glands, okay? So, you want to rebalance the hormones, okay? And that's by cleaning out all the glands and let the body rebalance itself. We're surrounded by all this nurturing, healing energy, if you will, and it just has to be able to flow through the body. So if we get that lymphatic system flowing again, these things will rebalance themselves naturally. So, yeah, so you're taking hormones from a mare. So you're doing, I guess it's called hormone replacement. So I'm not a big fan of that. I want you to make your own in a balanced way. So we got to do some cleaning, okay? And the body will naturally balance. Dr. Morse has a female reproductive formula, which in lower circulation, which might be a pretty good idea. And then also, I would work, of course, on your GI tract to clean that out so your head can drain. You probably have some pituitary issues, it sounds like, okay? Pituitary is the master gland that controls all the other glands, and a lot of times when we have glandular imbalances, we go after that pituitary as well. But you got to clean the GI tract, or that head can't drain. So, yeah, so detoxification, and of course doing endocrine glands, tonics. And I take a look at your adrenals too, okay? The adrenals, they make various hormones, okay? So, yeah, so you want to clean all that up, okay? Susie Snowflake. Hey, Susie, welcome back. Does detoxing or fasting affect lab blood work in any way? Yeah, of course. Absolutely. For the better, usually, right? I don't get too much into the blood work. The first thing that I look at when people send me their blood work is that the kidney creatinine levels. Okay, I like it below zero point 0.6, so that tells me the health of those kidneys. The creatinine levels are high. It means those kidneys are blocked up, they're inflamed, and they're in trouble, and they're not filtering lymph, and that you're acidic and inflamed. So I go after that. I also look at the TSH, the thyroid stimulating hormone that comes out of the pituitary. I look at that one. ACTH or ATCH. It's the adrenal stimulating hormone. So I can kind of see maybe we got some pituitary problems if those are low. So yeah, I don't get too fancy into those. Okay, but yeah, no, they do. Yeah, and so yeah, by going on a alkalizing diet, by detoxing, you're going to lower that kidney creatinine level big time. You get those kidneys cleaned out, and that level will go down. And by cleaning up the pituitary, you're going to get better TSH, ACTH, and all those things too. So yeah, it does affect it. And I was just reading something the other day where they've done tests just looking at blood in a microscope, and someone that ate a hamburger, within just a few hours, the blood's changing. All the red blood cells are actually grouping together. They've lost their independence, and now they like stick to each other. They become sticky, which can cause problems, obviously. So yeah. So Keto Witch, no dairy for me anymore. Good, excellent. I eat tuna and shrimp, but no more poultry, beef, or pork. So cut the tuna and shrimp. Here's the great thing is that we don't need these proteins. We really don't. I used to think that if I didn't have protein, I would just shrivel up, and I wouldn't be able to do my athletics and all these kinds of things. Not true. You get plenty of amino acids in fruit and vegetables, and yeah, I haven't eaten animals in years now. And when I was up in Wyoming, it was negative 4 degrees below zero, and I didn't. I wasn't. You would think, oh God, you better have some protein, or this guy's going to be super cold and not be able to do anything. No, not at all. No, it's got nothing to do with it. So, yeah, lose the concept that you need to eat dead animals. We don't need to kill other animals for us to live. I used to believe that. And if you look at the standard American diet, there's meat at every single meal. It's such a joke. It really is. And then some people say, well, I've got this type of blood, or I'm a vata, or all these kinds of things. No, it really, you don't need it. You need the amino acids, and they're very plentiful. So in the fruits and the veggies, look at the spinaches and the kales and all these things. So yeah, so that's only acidic. It's gonna clog up the kidneys. It's gonna slow everything down, and you don't need it. That's the good news for our loving animal friends. Animals are my friends. I don't want to eat them. So even the fish. That's just my view. And look, I'm not judging anybody, because I ate it my whole life up until I got about 4 years now, and so I don't judge anybody. It's just I was just under the mass hypnosis that we needed it, and but you only know by experience. You only truly know if you experience it. So if you guys are meat eaters and are done eating animals but are afraid, just give it a try. Kind of switch over slow, see how you feel. You might go down in energy for a bit, because what happens is that these animals are not stupid. They know they're being killed, so they release a lot of adrenaline. So you get addicted to those neurotransmitters in the meat. So when you come off of them in the beginning, you're going to have a little bit of a dip. So, but it's worth it. All right. So, yes, and no dairy, dry skin brushing, helping me flush lymph and hold fat. Yeah, good. You're on a good program. Keto Witch, I added bentonite clay and activated charcoal in veggie caps in my daily 1 or 2 caps of psyllium, and I'm finally regular again. All right, so good. All right, so psyllium's a natural bowel mover, and the clay and the charcoal will help mop up toxins. So good, excellent. Keto Witch, thumbs up if you love this show. Thanks, man. Cool. So Keto Witch says to Susie Snowflake, your C-reactive protein might show elevated while detoxing until your system flushes out the nasties. Your C-reactive protein. Okay, so yeah, I don't know anything about that, but good. Yolanda Candy, hello Mark. I'm so embarrassed, but I can't seem to bring down my blood pressure. Why are you embarrassed? Don't be embarrassed. I've heard it all. I've seen it all. So don't worry. All right, so what is high blood pressure? High blood pressure, okay, you got a hose, right? And then you pinch the hose, right? And you got the water on, but you pinch the hose. And all of a sudden, that thing's just, and then it starts to bulge in an area, right? So you've blocked something. What are you blocking? Okay. Now, what we look at when we look at blood pressures is we look at the blood at the blood pressure readings. That lower number is your kidneys. That's the health of your kidneys. So we like that around 60. So if you're up at 80 or 90, we know that there's pressure in those kidneys, okay? And in the whole system. All right. So one of the things is blood pressure is a lymphatic issue. The more you cleanse that lymphatic system, the more you move lymph toxins, acids out of the body through the kidneys, those kidneys will go down in pressure too, inflammation. And also you're going to have less acids in the body, so therefore you have to produce less mucus. Okay, so the mucus causes pressure too, and then the number one antacid is cholesterol. Believe it or not. So if the body's acidic, it's going to produce more cholesterol, and the cholesterol will plaque. It'll plaque through your arteries and veins and so forth. So as you alkalize the body, as you eat alkaline chemistry, the fruits and the salads, then there's less acids coming in. You're learning how to move lymph. You're learning how to get kidney filtration. You're learning how to dump out of the bowels and the skin. So less acids equals less cholesterol. Cholesterol is a lymphatic problem as well. It's an acid problem, okay? So that's it. So get on an alkalizing diet. Learn about detoxification. Get those kidneys filtering. And watch that blood pressure come down. In fact, I warn people, detox lowers blood pressure. Be very careful. All right. So if you already have low blood pressure, you got to be careful. Now, when you have low blood pressure, we're looking at an adrenal issue. Okay, because the adrenals make neurotransmitters. We call it the adrenal punch. It's that upper number. So if that's, a lot of people are low too because their adrenals are down. They're overworked, they're overstressed. Those adrenals are still in fight or flight mode all day long, all night long with some people. For years and years, they're just tired. They're burned out. They're fatigued. There's a specific adrenal fatigue, right? So yeah, we've got to bring up those adrenal glands with herbs and detoxification and cleansing. So cleanse and strengthen, cleanse and strengthen, cleanse and strengthen. That's what we're doing here. Okay? But cayenne garlic formula is really good for cleaning out the arteries and all that stuff. But alkalize. Okay, and that blood pressure will come down. Okay, but if you have high blood pressure, you should be working with a cardiologist because it's serious stuff, depending on how high it is, of course. Victoria Cunningham, first time here. Welcome, Victoria. Love to have you here. Thanks. Big thumbs up from Susie to Keto Witch. All right. So Keto Witch is saying fascia blasters are wooden rollers. Okay, with small pegs that stick out to help break up the bands of fascia that cause the cellulite appearance. Beautiful. Okay, so that tool right there is great for moving lymph as well. It'll break up probably small little pockets of lymph. So good. Cellulite is a lymphatic problem as well, you guys. It's the same thing. It can't be a blood problem, so what is it? There's only two real fluids in the body, blood and lymph. So what is this? It's a lymphatic problem. It's lymphatic stagnation in those areas, okay? So, yeah. There you go. You got the key to cellulite right there. Move that lymph. Get those kidneys filtering. Get that skin sweating. Dry skin brush. Stimulate that skin in those areas there, and watch what happens. Jorge, were you taking Dr. Morse's herbs 3 times a day while you did the master fast? No, a lot of you know I have a tea company, Giovanna. I was doing Giovanna teas, and we have formulas that match match all these formulas. So I was just doing teas. Teas are wonderful because you don't turn on digestion with the teas. When you take the raw herbs, the powders and all that, the capsules, you're gonna turn on digestion. The idea of the master fast is to not turn on digestion. Okay, so I was doing teas, and they worked great. I was doing Dr. Morse's GI Broom. That's a fantastic formula. So I was using that as my bowel formula. Okay, which is a powder, which technically I should not have been doing. But one of the great things about Master Fast is that it gets mucoid plaque out of the bowels. Mucoid plaque is a black toxic film inside the bowels that needs to be out of there. And I got it on day 8 on my first Master Fast and day 2 on my second Master Fast. So Dr. Morse's GI Broom is just such a fantastic bowel cleanser because not only does it help move solid waste out of the bowels, but it goes after the bowel walls. It goes after the tissues, and it goes into the bowel wall and moves lymph and cleanses the lymphatic system of the bowel wall, which helps remove the mucus and the stagnation and the inflammation so those bowels can do their job of absorbing things, absorbing nutrition and all that. When they get really inflamed, the bowel wall, we get what's called malabsorption. You can eat all this food and still remain really thin. And also, of course, acids will chew on those bowels, and you'll get all these fancy names, this, irritable bowel syndrome and blah, blah, blah. You know all those names. So it's all the same thing. It's just acids chewing up on your bowels. That's all it is. They got all these fancy names for these simple things. If it's the same, if it's acidosis in this part of the brain, this doctor gets to patent that name, and it becomes a copyrighted thing. It's just acidosis, and then it becomes a nightmare. These very intelligent scientists make specific drugs that go just after that one specific area, and they have the radiation beams that go specifically. I mean, all these fancy things where all you got to do is move the lymph and alkalize everything. So that's the racket that they have, and that's the racket we want to avoid. Look, people say, "Oh, I'm not doing this detox. It's a pain in the neck. It's hard." I love my food, and you can't tell me I can't have my my couple glasses of beer and my my chicken wings or whatever. You got to make some sacrifices. What's more radical? Giving up certain foods or going for open heart surgery where they actually saw your rib cage and rip everything open and lay all your guts out on. I don't even want to go into it. There's some barbaric things. So this is easy compared to these kinds of things, all right? Which are routine surgeries nowadays, we got Lewis Machinery Sales. This is David from the Aloha State. Aloha, brother Mark. Good stuff tonight. What's your thinking on dried figs? Picked up a bag at Costco in Kona yesterday. All right, so look on there, David, and see if there's any sulfur. A lot of times they use sulfur in these dried fruits. But I love figs. Figs are wonderful. They're not super detoxifying. They're down there at the bottom, but they sure are tasty, and they've got tons of nutrition and tons of great fructose. We love the simple sugar fructose. It goes right into the cells. It energizes. We're a carbon-based animal. We run on sugars. We run on carbon, and this is the simplest. Does not even need insulin to transfer to the cells. That's the beauty of it. So figs are wonderful. Fresh is best, of course, but I understand the dried. So drink plenty of water when you eat those. But that sounds great, David. Good. Organic is always best, but good. I'm glad. I mean, you're living in Hawaii, man. You should be. What about pineapples and mangoes and all those great things? I bet there's plenty of that there too. All right, good. We got Philip. Philip is in the house. Would working overnights affect my detox? Would working overnights affect my detox? I don't know. It all depends on your rhythm. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so. The only thing is that what happens when people start dumping, they start dumping low energy foods. Meat, dairy, and grains are low energy foods. They actually take so much digestion, they cause such an inflammatory response in the body that they actually steal energy from you. All right. So when people go on fruit and raw salads, including myself, at first, you can't sleep. You're so energized. You got all this energy. You don't know what to do with yourself, especially when you're on juice fast because you're not turning on digestion, which is a heavy, it's a heavy chore for the body. So it could affect it in that way. When you guys really embrace this fruit and salad thing, you're gonna have a lot of energy, and it can be a bit of a transition. So. And basically, I sleep 8 or 9 hours when I was a regular eater, and now it's 5 or 6, just consistently. So a lot more energy. Okay. Sanchad, I'm eating fruits for breakfast, fruits for snacks, and a salad for lunch. Excellent. And dinner to check, and dinner, salads for lunch and dinner to check for diarrhea. Okay, yeah, the body's just kind of cleansing right now. This should really it should really go away. Stomach and bowel formulas from Dr. Morse. You'd want to be on the lower ones, like a 0 or a 1. The GI broom will help. You want to cleanse. You might be uncovering acids, and the body's just flushing. So. You want to do a couple bottles of anti-parasite too. Parasite M and Parasite G could be a parasitic issue too. So yeah, let me know. Let us know if this doesn't stop in a few weeks. Okay. Keto, which I had a total hysterectomy 10 years ago due to endometriosis, so I have no ovaries. All right. So endometriosis and no ovaries. So. All right, so what happens with women is that they become very acidic, and it's usually a sign of weak adrenal glands too, because the adrenal glands make steroids, anti-inflammatory steroids that counter estrogen. Estrogen is and testosterone are very acidic hormones, and so the adrenals make progesterone, which counters this. Okay, so if you have weak adrenals, you're not making enough progesterone, and you're not making enough corticosteroids, which are antacid steroids too. All right, so and then you're eating an acidic diet probably, and you're all full of mucus. The mucus becomes stagnant, and then it becomes acidic. You block up, and it just chews on everything. So this is the problem. So unless you've fixed this problem, unless you've gotten kidney filtration, unless you've moved lymph, unless you've alkalized the body, unless you've brought up the adrenal glands, you're still going to have problems. Even though they did the hysterectomy, that didn't fix anything. That was just cutting out a portion of the body that was damaged. If you haven't fixed those things I talked about, you still have this problem. Okay. And it manifests in many ways. So it's a sign that you're still acidic. All right? Victoria Cunningham. Hi, Mark. Your thoughts on hormones after hysterectomy without replacement therapy? I'm obviously a naturalist, so I would say we want to detoxify. We want to cleanse and strengthen everything, including the glands, all the glands that are left, We want those rebalanced, and you do that with detoxification, with kidney filtration, moving lymph, getting the acids out of the lymph, getting the toxins out of the lymph, and rehydrating the body so the lymph rivers flow again. And then there's herbs that will go after and rebalance all those glands. Yeah, so I'm not a fan of using outside hormones. Let the body do its thing, and trust the magic and the beauty of the body, and that's it. When you start putting in foreign animal hormones, specific hormones, you start to upset the natural balance of the body. Okay, and this can cause other problems, obviously. So that's my thought, Victoria. Seeking balance. Hi, Mark. Have you tried black salve for removing warts or moles? Yes, I have. I just did it last month. I should have taken pictures because it works so beautifully. I got some black salve. It's called Amazon salves or something. Amazon black salve. They have their own website. Anyways, I put a little dab on this kind of funky looking crusty thing and put a Band-Aid on it, and then lifted the Band-Aid up in 3 or 4 days, and this thing was just going into a healing. It had a red ring around it, and then the whole thing just kind of healed. Unbelievable. Would like to try it, but where to buy a good brand approved by Dr. Morse? Yeah, I don't think he'll sell you the black salve without having a consultation. Or having someone like me order it for you. But you can get black. I'm not recommending it because I don't know what's going on. But just type in Amazon black salve and they sell it. But read the directions. It's very powerful. But it was amazing. This thing looked like it was like pre-cancer, so it was pretty nasty looking. I'd never seen anything on my skin like that, so I figured I'd take care of it right away, and it did a great job. Unbelievable. Okay, Amazon, yeah. I don't think Amazon.com has bought the black salve. They're gobbling up everything. They just bought Whole Foods, so I don't know. Jessica M, hello, Mark. Hope you had a good day so far. I have, yeah, thanks. So my mom, grandma, and aunt all had to get their uteruses removed because their period never stopped. Is there any way I can prevent that from happening? Yeah. Yeah. You can learn all of this, okay? You can learn detoxification, moving lymph, getting kidney filtration, blah, 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 right? And therefore, you're alkalizing the body. The problem is that like I said, they were acidic, especially in the female areas, of course. High estrogen probably is running in the family, I would imagine. You got the combination of high estrogen and weak adrenals and an acidic body due to the fact that you're lymphatically stagnated and have no kidney filtration and no skin filtration. There's nowhere for acids to go except chew on you. And unfortunately, the females really have it rough because, especially if you're estrogenic. So yeah, so learn about detoxification and go after this. And also, Dr. Morse made this thing called a Heal All Tea, and he originally made it as a douche for women. He claims that people were reversing their endometriosis and things like that within weeks of using this as a douche. It helps alkalize. It helps get lymph moving, pull on the lymphatic system in the female areas. So this is something you can do also, but make sure you go after those adrenals, big time. Get that progesterone up, okay? Get the glands rebalanced so you cannot make so much estrogen, and that's it. Go after that pituitary gland too. It's general detoxification, along with that Heal All Tea douching will really, really help. Okay, so learn about this, and you won't have to suffer the fate of your ancestors. And you can teach this to them too because they haven't fixed the problem. They're acidic. They are acidic. So there you go. Jessica M from me. Jessica M, I'm 20 years old. Welcome. and want to take care of my health as much as possible. All right. Oh, I'm sorry. That was you up there. I'm sorry. Yes, of course, at 20, absolutely. So you're going to jump ahead of all of this pain and suffering, okay? It's just acids chewing at you, and these are the weak areas. So you're not going to have to suffer the fate. And Jessica, hopefully you're going to understand this. Find your remedy, and you can help other people, please, okay? But learn it and live it and do it, and then you'll have the experiential knowledge. You'll be a great teacher because, like me, I had the fibromyalgia, and I found my remedy, and now I teach it because I have to. It works. As simple as that. It just works. So that's what we have to do. I mean, in my view, I'm not telling you what to do, but it's just when you find something like this, it's just giving back is so wonderful. So we've got Oyinbo. We can hear you. Good. Excellent. We got Tara McKinney. I'm detoxing to rid my body of herpes and was wondering if I am supposed to cut out protein 100% or if it's just not as excess protein. Tara, get rid of all protein. Zero protein, okay? What happens is you've got a virus that's found a nice cozy home in you, okay? You are the host. You have made yourself a host of this virus, okay? And you have a what we call the culturing medium. You have a medium that pathogens like. So this herpes is taken up shop inside of you. So how do we get rid of herpes? It's a virus. Viruses, you can't really kill them. They're different. So viruses are tricky, but the thing you can do is you can flush them out. You can actually move the lymphatic system, get the kidneys filtering, and have this stuff flushed out. The body has great defenses against pathogens. It has all kinds of little guys that go through, and they identify what's not supposed to be in the body, and they eradicate it from the body. This is their job. You got an army all through you, but they have to be able to get to these areas, okay? And they have to be able to get there in a big enough army to take on that army. They can't come in, trickle into this big festering cesspool of herpes viruses and not, have enough to get there. The troops have got to get there. So you've got to get that lymphatic system moving, all right? Got to clean up that culturing medium so the body can identify these pathogens and kill them, get them out of the body. So it's kind of like flushing them out, all right? So proteins that they do not do a body good. Beef is not what's for dinner. All these little cliches they have, it just blocks up the kidneys. All that protein hitting those kidneys is really hard. It wreaks havoc on your GI tract. It inflames the heck out of your GI tract and the bowel walls, so you're not eliminating properly through there. So just get rid of it. You're not going to shrivel up, really. Might take you a couple weeks to make the turnaround, but if you're really serious about detoxification, protein is a no-no. And I don't care what kind of protein. These protein powders and the vegetable protein powders and all that, you don't want it. Don't need it. All right, so we got G. Cooljian. Okay, so this is a genuine question. Not being facetious. If epinephrine has a half-life of 2 minutes, then how can month-old meat have adrenaline? What am I missing? I don't know. I don't know about that. A half-life of 2 minutes. I don't know. I know that a lot of meat eaters are addicted to the neurotransmitters, and but I don't know. I'm not an expert in that area, but that's what happens. They feed off of that. So I don't know about that, but maybe you're more of a science guy than I. So anyways, that's what I've been taught. So hey, I could be wrong. I don't know. Anyways, go ahead and eat your meat and see what happens. I don't know. I don't want to be facetious either, but I've never heard it has a half-life of 2 minutes. All right. A half-life is, you're referring to an atomic life, and this is beyond that. If it only had a half-life of 2 minutes, then you couldn't take an adrenaline shot, could you? So I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to get too much into that. All I know is that meat is a high protein. Proteins are acidic, and they really wreak havoc on us, and we don't need them. They're hard to digest too. They're really hard to digest. Keto Witch, that was a cool analogy for the blood pressure hose. Oh, thanks. Keto Witch, adrenochrome, fear and loathing. I don't know what that means, but I like the sound of it. I'm a big Hunter Thompson fan. He's kind of a hero of mine. Let's see, where did we go? Here we go. Victoria, I like your little sunglass guy. We got Brooke Graves is back. Hi, Brooke. C-reactive protein measures inflammation in blood serum, i.e. when a patient is very ill in the hospital with a severe infections, doctors will do a blood panel to determine if the amount of inflammation. Okay, so it shows the inflammatory response going on in the body. So I would imagine that would lessen as you detox, because we're not putting in foods. Okay, so let's say you drink a glass of milk, right? And the body looks at that milk protein from a different animal, looks at it as a foreign protein. So then there's an inflammatory response, almost the same. It's an immune response, which is like what an infection would be. So there's an inflammatory response of mucus to protect the body. So in answer to that person's question was that, yeah, that reactive protein would go down on detox, because you're giving the body less to react to in an inflammatory immune response way. Makes sense. This is all so simple, really. You can pretty much back engineer everything. That's what's great about it. So Keto Witch, we are in bat country. Wow. Pearl Marie, hi everyone. Hi Pearl. My MS makes my C-reactive show elevated, and MS is simply inflammation of nerves, cells, tissues, myelin sheaths caused by inflammatory foods. Hey, very good. Bingo. Bingo, bingo. And also, obviously it's a weakened nervous system too. Check the adrenals also. Get up into the head area, make sure that's cleaned up. Solar plexus too. That's a nerve ganglia hub. It's almost like an internet hub right there, solar plexus. That's really key for the nervous system too, which is very much tied to the stomach. So yeah, cleaning the GI tract will have a very, very profound effect on your nervous system, not only because of the connection to the to this nerve ganglia here, but also the solar plexus, but also to the head, because the head has a hard time draining, like I've said a lot of times, if that GI tract, especially that transverse colon, is not cleaned up. So yeah, so the MS, yeah, I'm sure you know about all the upper circulation, brain and nerve, going after the adrenals, detox, 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 clean and strengthen the whole entire body. We got C. Coolagen. What's the company with the tea and the herbs? Giovanna. It's Giovanna, Jivana, Jivana, detox.com, Giovanna Detox. And we're closed right now because we're restructuring. We're gonna actually be going into stores. So we're restructuring right now. So we're closed for another couple of weeks here. Sorry, but we need the time to do what's necessary for that. So please have patience, and we'll, yeah, okay. Yeah. So Brooke Graves, not only fancy names but fancy procedures for ulcerative colitis and Crohn's, like colostomies. Yeah, okay. So let's say that you're a high meat eater, high protein eater. You eat standard American diet, which is highly acidic, and you don't know anything about detox, and your kidneys are blocked up. You're acidic. and then it's chewing on those bowel walls. Those bowel walls are inflaming. They're becoming more stagnant through the inflammation, and now it's starting to chew on those bowel walls, and now you've got what they call, ulcerative colitis and Crohn's and blah, 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 blah. So instead of teaching detoxification and getting you off the acid-forming foods, they just come in and say, hey, we're just going to do a bowel resection. We're just going to chop out 3 or 4 feet of your bowels, okay, of that where those problems are. And we'll, don't worry, we're going to sew them back together, but you're going to probably have a colostomy bag, and things like this. And so they're going to butcher you up instead of teaching you how to alkalize and move lymph. So, but they only do that because that's what they know. All right, they're in the business of selling surgeries and pharmaceuticals. So they're not they're not really in the healing business, to be honest with you. I really can't think of many things they heal. I can think of a lot of things they treat. I just can't think of things they heal. Keto Witch, you may not tuff the mango. You may not tuff the mango or touch the mango. I don't know what that's from. Oh, from Saturday Night Live. I don't know. I haven't seen that. I haven't watched that show in a long time. I love mangoes. That's my favorite fruit. I just love when you get a good one, but that velvety is so wonderful. Keto Witch, Chris Kattan is a legend. Long live the mango. Oh, okay. AJ Dipka's back. Hi, Mark. My body and glands were up and running, even though I had to clean out. But I ate so much crap and binged because of Thanksgiving, and did so for a few weeks. It almost seems like I lost my progress. Well, just pick yourself back up and brush yourself off and get back on it. That's all you can do. We can also come to weaknesses. We're not perfect. We can have a lot of stresses where the emotional ties to food really kick in. All that. Don't beat yourself up. You're fine. You'll just get back on the wagon. This is a long run, you guys. It's not a quick fix. Obviously, it's all about changing your habits and changing your lifestyle, and then slowly things come around. Okay. There are people that are facing, death's door and all that really need to go super duper aggressive. But most of us we just turn the Titanic around the right direction. So you have a few little rogue waves come in, no big deal. All right, get back on that horse. You're fine. Victoria Cunningham, thank you, Victoria. Brooke, what about chaste berry raspberry leaf for natural balance in women? Yeah, chaste tree berries are great. They call them Vitex berries. Are really good for the pituitary. Really wonderful, which is the master gland that controls all the glands. So yes, and the raspberry leaf, yeah. Dr. Christopher was a big fan of that, and yeah, those are both really good herbs for women in natural balance. Yes. Brooke, is your detox similar to detox tea similar to Heal All Tea? The Giovanna's detox tea is an overall a detox tea. In other words, it's got stuff for the kidneys, it's got stuff for the glands, it's got stuff for the to move lymph. And the Heal All tea has got those in there too, but it's more aggressive lymphatically. The way that I do Giovanna teas is we start with the base tea, the detox tea, which is a great overall tea, and then you can add what are called boosts. And those boosts will specifically go after certain areas. And there's like 12 or 15 separate boosts that you add to the detox tea. So we've got a boost for the kidneys, a boost for the lymphatic system, a boost for the liver, the skin, the brain, all that stuff. So that's how it works. It's sort of a modular system. But you could just drink the detox tea and do a high fruit diet, and you're doing pretty darn good. It'll hit all those the 4 pillars we call them, which is kidneys, glands, GI tract, and lymph. So it'll hit the 4 pillars. Okay. Arthur Morris is here. Hi, Arthur. Welcome. And Arthur asks, cannot get Dr. Morse's Health Club website to work. They will not return my calls. Need to place to buy products. Harry Okay, so Arthur, go to my website, MarkJamesGordon.com, and you can order some Dr. Morse herbs there. Okay, and I do business with them, so I'll get your order to them. Okay, and you get 5% off at my site, MarkJamesGordon.com. So I hope that helps you. Okay, they're really backed up over there, guys. This is really taken off. They're super slammed over there, so they're just way overwhelmed. We have to have a lot of patience with them. So, but I can help you. Kyle Cullen, Mark, how's it going? Quick question: do bananas detox your bowels? No, bananas are really good. They've got a lot of fiber in there, so in essence, the fiber helps detox. But we look at them mostly as they're not detoxifying, but they're alkalized and they're not acidic. So they're great for calories. They're great to make you feel really full. I mean, who can eat more than 2 bananas? So they're great for a lot of things, just to give you a feeling of satiation and all that. And they're good to mix in smoothies and all that. They taste great. And they've got a lot of potassium and minerals and things. So they're wonderful. Almost a perfect food, really. But they're not detoxifying. And does fasting, such as water fasting and dry fasting, move lymph and get the kidneys going? Yes. I'm not even an expert on dry, but I know that dry, one of the great benefits of dry is that it helps the kidneys to filter. And I have seen it, and us detox specialists have seen many people that cannot get kidney filtration by just dry fasting, something that's free and all that. And it's wonderful. Go on a high fruit diet, get on some herbs, and then dry fast 24 to 36 hours a couple times a week and watch what happens. It's pretty amazing. Okay, so that'll help the kidneys. Roberto's back. Hi, Roberto. I'm fine, thanks. Nice to see you. We've got Ro. What are your thoughts on bee pollen, honey, and molasses? Fine. I'm not vegan. I try to be, I'm naturally going that way, but the vegans don't want to use the bee pollen or the honey. But they're fine. I have no problem with them at all. They're not detoxifying, but they're great little sweeteners for fun. There's a lot worse things to eat, so they're fine. They're kind of neutral. How about that? Philip Romney, hello, Mark. I meant working the 3rd shift. Would it affect my health if I ate right and got enough sleep? Ooh, I really don't know. The 3rd shift, is that graveyard shift? I don't know. The only thing that it might affect is, the bowel rhythms, Most of us are on this rhythm where we go in the morning. We detox and cleanse at night as we're sleeping. There's all kinds of processes that go on at night, and then we eliminate in the morning. I'm not sure if you're staying up all through that, it could affect. So there might be a little problem with that, Philip. I'm not really sure. I particularly don't like. I used to be in the film business, and I just hated night shoots. I could never ever get. Hang on. I could never ever get that. Get in the rhythm of that. Yeah, I was just a zombie. Between the hours of 2 a.m. and like 5 a.m., I forget it. I was brain dead. I was on autopilot. So, all right. So Jessica, is there any way to get rid of cysts completely naturally? Okay. So what are cysts? Cysts are a lymphatic problem again. Cysts, tumors, boils, all these things. The body's just trying to kind of form and sequester lymphatic toxins and acids from spreading or getting you. So we want to move those. We want to move the lymphatic fluids so we can get those cysts to drain. All right, and tumors, boils, all that's the same thing. You learn about kidney filtration, you learn how to move lymph, and you get the channels of elimination open: the kidneys, the GI tract, and the skin. You sweat, and you filter, and you poop. We want you to poop at least twice a day. Okay, better than once a day is not bad, but twice a day is better. So you're moving toxicities. All right, you got the channels of elimination open. All right, and then with these cysts, you have one in your ovary. Okay, and one in your right breast. Okay, doctor says I might need surgery to get rid of them. Okay, so they're going to cut them out. All right, and that's something you have to decide on. Okay, so I'm just interested if that one in the ovary is on your right ovary as well. You got one in your right breast. So a lot of times what happens, we get these lymphatic problems on one side of the body or the other because we have two kidneys. The right kidney handles sort of the right side of the body lymphatically, and the left. So, anyways, you want to get those kidneys filtering. You want to get the adrenals up to make more progesterone to have less. That's an antacid steroid to fight that estrogen. The Dr. Morse's Heal All T douching is really, really a must in my view. And learning to move lymph. Probably your lymph nodes are clogged too. And then with the cysts, like maybe the one on your right breast, is you can rub them with castor oil, and they'll help soften them, so they'll detox more. Learn lymphatic detoxification. I would like to read your eyes, and I like to see the health of your lymph nodes. You might have blocked lymph nodes. It sounds like a lot of people that have the breast issues. The breast tumors and cysts and all that stuff is a blocked lymph nodes. There's a lot of them in that breast area. So this stuff all goes. It's all lymphatics. You got to learn how to move and drain that lymph. Okay, and there's some physical things you can do too. Yes. Okay, but the surgery is your choice, obviously. But I would go after it learn about lymphatic detoxification and go after that aggressively. All right, so we got Pearl Marie. Philip, I worked 11 to 7 as an RN since 1987. 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. Wow, good for you, Pearl. It wreaked havoc on my body. Yeah, I tend to think so. I really did not do well. I'm such a morning person, you guys. I'm up at 5 a.m. I go to bed around 11 and get up at 5. It's just such a great rhythm for me. And if I had to, man, I have such a hard time staying out late. It throws my whole clock off. So, anyways, that's in alignment with the sun and the moon too. I think there's a lot to that. So, I know there are people that thrive more at night. So, but I'm not that guy. Linda Burse, welcome back. Hi, Mark. What do you recommend as the fastest way to get your kidneys filtering? Dry fasting, getting on a high fruit diet, and kidney and lymphatic herbs, and also actually kidney and adrenal herbs. They're kind of the brother and sister. So yeah, that's what I recommend. Do you recommend Master Fast or fresh grape juice? I like the fresh grape juice and lemon. And herbs. I saw a little filtering with a 24-hour dry fast this week. Congratulations. Yeah. I like the fresh. Fresh is best. If we're trying to align back with nature. We're trying to get on the food that we're designed to eat, and we're trying to just get back to nature. So we really don't cook our food. I've never seen an animal sit around a campfire cooking anything. So. So yeah, it's just all about returning to nature, the simplicity and the power of nature. What a beautiful combination, really. So Pearl says, my CRP last July was 14, which was critically high level. I don't know what CRP is. Doctor told me heart attack level. That's when I started immediately eating fruits only. My CRP went down to under 1 in a month. Tell me what CRP is. Is that a cholesterol number? That's amazing. I mean, at 14 to 1 in 1 month after eating fruit, this sounds amazing. So let me know more about that. This is great, Pearl. Even though I don't know what you're talking about, it sounds really great. We got Ro. And iodine. Can nascent iodine drops be used during detox to support ovaries in the womb? Okay, so I don't know about this nascent iodine. I'm a holistic person, so I like the kelps and things like that for your natural iodine that is in a holistic form that is synergistically working with the other chemicals. When you start pulling out isolated chemistries, as Dr. Morse calls it, then you're setting yourself up for all kinds of trouble. So I like the kelps. And the kelp is really, really good for the adrenals and the glands. So it's a win-win. Okay, and it's got just a lot of minerals in there, a lot of nutrition. So get yourself a good clean kelp, New Zealand or Norwegian, and good clean kelp. Wonderful. Brooke, Mark, there is such pressure, RE protein consumption. Some of my famous raw foodists like Raw Food Christina and Dan McDonald now promote using vegetable protein in smoothies and vegan dips like pea prot. So Dan's in the pro. Yeah, Dan is all right. He's but he's a bodybuilder too. The guy's in fantastic shape. So he's doing the body thing. Raw Christina, I don't know. Yeah, she's fully raw. So all right. Yeah, I don't know. Her mentor is that guy John. That what is his name? I can't remember his last name. John something from Houston. Christina's also from Houston. I don't know if he does protein. I think he's a fruitarian, really, mostly. Yeah, everybody kind of oscillates back and forth. I love fruit, but I do also feel that the vegetables are an important component in this too. The raw salads and throwing in some spinach and kales and things like that. I think it's really vital for us. And because of minerals and because of just things that we're not going to get through the fruits. So yeah, I'm just not a fan. I just don't feel the need for it. And what's really interesting is that I love to ski, and Jackson Hole is just it is one of the toughest mountains out there, and I wanted to get it before I got too old because I just wouldn't feel like putting my body and my mind through all that, So, but you just don't. I don't need it. I was plenty strong, tons of energy. My body heat was way up. All that is just absolutely fine. The only thing is I live at the beach here, so just going up to 11,000 feet without acclimating is really, really hard. And but that's just my conditioning, really. And so yeah, the difference between eating proteins and not eating proteins for me is that I just I don't need them. I don't feel any different other than I'm just a lot less acidic in the body. I have a lot more fluid of motion, all that. So yeah. So yeah, you're gonna find people. Look, on this path, you're going to find people that are preaching one thing really religiously, and then they're going to switch. They're going to lose faith. They're going to go off on a direction and try that. So that's what happens. So I can just tell you from my experience. But there's a lot of factors. There's psychological factors too that go on. So, and then there's the vanity part too, wanting to look really cut and big muscles and all that kind of stuff. So, don't know. G. Cooligan, the reason I asked the adrenaline question is because I keep hearing meat has it in it, but I cannot find science that supports this claim. I don't eat meat, just want to keep it real. I don't know. Yeah. Just, what? I mean, like I say, the proof is in your reaction to it, That's the thing. I mean, I don't need meat, okay? Yeah, just don't eat it. Don't worry about the adrenaline thing. Look, there's always an argument to everything, really. It makes sense to me, and they do give, epinephrine shots to people. So that half-life thing doesn't really make any sense to me. So I would just take it at face value. It doesn't matter if it's true or not. Look, I don't eat meat because it is a high protein, because it is super acidic. And when I stopped eating meat, all of a sudden I became very, very compassionate to the animals. And I just could never eat meat again now. I have so much compassion for our animals, friends. So that's it. You can get off on these tangents and start beating this like dead horse in a... That's a bad example. But, we can get off on these tangents and lose our focus. Our focus is to eat an alkalizing diet that helps, an energizing diet that helps us move our lymphatic system and cleanse our lymphatic system and restore our natural flow of lymphatic fluids through the body. That's it. That's all it is. And then watch everything heal. Everything throughout the body is dependent on the state of that lymphatic system. Everything. And even the blood has lymph in it. So blood health is lymphatic too. And would headstands be helpful to pull lymph? Yeah, headstands are great. Inversions are wonderful for moving lymph. Lymph has no pump, so gravity is a wonderful tool too. All you people with swollen ankles and all that kind of stuff, you'd be wise to get your feet up on the wall and start skin brushing or just scratching and moving lymph back towards those kidneys. So gravity is our friend, yeah. Roberto, Mark, I'm still 100% raw since September 20th. Excellent. Only change that I'm having 2 big salads weekly. Well, that still sounds raw. Good. No nuts and seeds yet. Okay, my body's still adjusting. Temperature fluctuations. I was cold as a dead man. So check that thyroid. You know, you can get a basal thermometer. Make sure it's the one that goes under the arms, and you want it 97.8 or above. And if it's below that, you got thyroid issues. So thyroid can be that you gotta just detox that out through gentle detoxification. There are thyroid herbal formulas, and also it might be a pituitary issue too, because the pituitary, like I said, sends TSH, thyroid stimulating hormone, to that. So yeah, you got a thyroid issue. It sounds like. So keep digging, keep working it. You're gonna do it. G. Cooligan, great. Giovanna Detox, thanks, you bet. Thank you. Yeah, we'll be back, you guys. We're going to be back bigger and stronger. I have just such a high vision for Giovanna. We're going to change the world because now you have affordable formulas that you can learn to make your own herbal protocol. And yeah, this is just wonderful. So it's really simple. We combine the high fruit and the salads and some good herbs, and boom, we're just going to change everything. We are changing everything, really. This is really just such a great movement. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Linda, I did your herbs with raisins before I started the 24-hour dry fast, and it got me filtering a little. Good. So yeah, drinking the Giovanna Detox tea, or we have a kidney tea also. And with raisins, for some reasons, the raisins are like a concentrated grape, of course, and then the 24-hour dry fast, and that got her filtering. So good, excellent, Linda. We got Erkin Sahin. Welcome. Any suggestions on IBS with diarrhea like 5 times a day for years? Okay, so irritable bowel syndrome. We talked about that. So that is acidosis in the bowel wall. Okay, and you know, diarrhea is a body flushing out. It keeps flushing. So you want to heal this. How are you going to heal it? You got to get off the meat. You got to get off the dairy. You got to get off the grains. You got to get off the acidic foods, the acid-forming foods. You got to get on a high alkalizing diet of a lot of fruits and some salads. I would stay away from the citrus fruits for a while, because that can really, even though they're very alkalizing, they're acidic to the body tissues in that respect. It's a weird thing. They're alkalizing to the lymphatic system, but they can also aggravate any kind of pain in the body. It's a real catch-22 there. But so yeah, I would go after that bowel wall. That the body's trying to heal that. But it's going to need the help of moving lymphatic fluids. So general detoxifications, kidneys, lymph, GI tract, and glands, and also be careful with the GI broom. But stomach and bowel formulas, number 0 or number 1, to start that process of lymphatically cleansing those bowel walls and getting off the acids. Really super important. There's also some teas you can make out of marshmallow root, slippery elm, mullein. These things are anti-inflammatory. They're wonderful, and they will help you. They will help you have a mucus coating. Aloe vera too, a mucus kind of coating that will help relieve that pain that accompanies IBS. So it's just acidosis in the bell wall, and you can heal this. And I've had multiple people tell me they've healed it with just in a few months. And I know people that have been dealing with stuff for years, bowel resections, all kinds of pain, surgeries, all these things, just horrible. Erkan, you can do this, okay? Learn about it. I can help, all right? Go to my website, MarkJamesGordon.com. There's videos on all this. Keto Witch, cool. Chase tree vitex, bushes grow wild here in Texas. Yeah, it's a wild one. Yeah, good. Linda, do you have something similar to 3-lung tea? Yeah, I have a lung formula. A lung formula, yes, I do. Pearl Marie, I've been experiencing pain in my left hand joint at the base of the thumb. This is new for me. I've been detoxing faithfully with fruits and herbs since July 27, 2017. Why now would I be getting horrid pain? Oof, wow. Okay, so, man, just intuitively, you might be moving lymphatic fluids, and now you're uncovering acids. Those acids are now burning on the way out. It could be causing some neurological inflammation in there. As the acids come through, they'll burn a little bit as you uncover them. Got stagnant lymphatic waste that's trying to buffer acids, and all of a sudden you uncover it and get it moving. It can burn you. I would keep detoxing. I would rub a warm castor oil in there, okay, in that area, because lipids, fats actually soothe. So I would get down in there, okay. I would also get some warm, pretty warm water, almost hot, right? Something that you can stand though to put your hand in for, let's say 4 or 5 minutes, okay? And then switch to cold, really cold water for 30 seconds. Go back and forth, all right? You can do this for your feet and ankles and also for your hands, all right? And lower legs. And so this is going to really stimulate lymphatic flow too. You can rub cayenne pepper in too, okay? This is going to get everything flowing in there, okay? And this will heal, all right? Got Jose. Hello, Jose. What do you think about bananas? We just talked about that. They're not detoxifying, but they sure taste good, and they're not acid forming, and they're not mucus forming. They have a ton of nutrition, potassium, all kinds of minerals. They're wonderful. They're part of my diet for sure. In my smoothies, they'll cream up a smoothie. They're just wonderful. I suggest organic bananas. I used to think, I'm not going to spend the extra 10 cents on a banana because it already has a skin. I'm peeling the skin off. So how could the toxins get through? But I have organic bananas because they gas the non-organic bananas with some nasty gas to kill the spiders and things. And they're grown with a lot of pesticides and chemicals. And God knows in these third world countries what they do, all kinds of weird chemicals in there. So get the organic. They're 29 cents at Trader Joe's versus 19 cents. And I got to admit, I'm a cherry picker at Trader Joe's. I'll go in and I'll look for the biggest bananas. Since they're charging by the banana, I just try to find the biggest darn bananas I can. So 29 cents a banana. This is so cheap. Wonderful. Jose says, thanks. You bet, Jose. Brooke, the bananas are so soothing for a very inflamed bowel. Oh, good. Yeah, I didn't think about that. Yeah, they're cooling and soothing. Good. Thanks. Keto Witch is talking to Philip and Pearl. I bought blackout curtains and taped around them, which I worked a graveyard waiting at IHOP and slept during the daytime. Yeah, I have blackout curtains too. Since I live by the beach, I have those. I think they call them mercury vapor lamps, and they're orange. So it will keep me up. My brain thinks it's daytime with that orange light. So I have blackout curtains. Lemons or oranges? I forgot what you asked, Jose. I'm sorry. Lemons are more powerful than oranges. Oranges taste better. You can eat more of them. So your call. Jimmy Bencomo, welcome, Jimmy.
I'm trying to detox, but I'm having tough fighting off the food cravings, and I relapse. What would you suggest? Okay, so I would never be hungry. Okay, always have a bowl of fruit, a bag of cherries or berries or whatever. Bananas hanging out, those are easily portable. Never go hungry. Nibble, nibble, nibble. Keep that going, okay? And I know a lot of people in the film business still, and they have a thing called the craft service table there. And the craft service table is a big table full of everything. They want to keep everybody energized because there's people doing heavy lifting on film sets and all that, right? So they have a bowl of M&Ms here. They've got a big bowl of potato chips here, a big bowl of pretzels here, some fruit over here, some candy bars over. I mean, just anything you can think of is on there. They'll bring pizzas in. I mean, it's crazy. And I was gaining weight. This is 20, 25 years ago, and you'd walk by that table, right? I used to be in the camera department and lighting department. I'd be carrying a big stand, and I'd walk by and grab myself a handful of M&Ms, and I'd walk back to the set, grab myself another handful of potato chips. I grazed all day long. You just put on weight. So keep the temptations away. If you live by yourself, you can get rid of all that crud, so you won't eat it. Just have good, fruit hanging out, or celery sticks or carrot sticks. So just don't go hungry. When you go hungry, that's when the temptations really come in. Okay, and learn the art of I call it treating, not cheating. So avocados are wonderful. They make you feel really full, satiated, and they're still raw. They're still a fruit. So things like that. Okay, hope that helps. And get rid of potato chips in the house. If there's potato chips in my house, I don't have the strength not to have some. I know that in myself. So yeah, get rid of those. All right. When dry fasting, how can I prevent flatulence and bloating? I haven't experienced that myself while dry fasting. Flatulence and bloating is a sign of a dirty GI tract, so you want to work on that. It can also be a sign of a weak pancreas. You're not digesting your food properly. You have weak digestive enzymes from the pancreas, or that you're improperly combining your foods. You're mixing starches and proteins. You're eating, you're eating fruit, and then you're having nuts, things like this. You're eating, it's just improper food combination. Okay. So, it's a sign that you got to really clean up that GI tract and possibly that pancreas. Okay. Joan, if you're not vegan, what animal products do you eat? Like if I see something, if I read a label, it's got a little bit of egg in it, I'm okay. Do I eat eggs? Not really. Once in a while I'll have an egg, but I'm not really that much into it. If something's got a little butter in it, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with honey and stuff like that. I'm sensitive to it, so I don't do a lot of honey and butter and things like that. So so I'm pretty much vegan, but I'm not super strict in that regard. Okay. Erkan, any suggestions on IBS, diarrhea 5 times a day? If you check back, I gave a bunch of suggestions on that. Definitely overall lymphatic detox. Get the kidneys filtering, get the skin sweating, and get the GI tract. Well, you're moving that. Got no problem there. But get the gland formulas, get the lymphatic system moving, and get on those stomach and bowel formulas to really help that. And the IBS is a lymphatic issue. You have interstitial lymphatic constipation. Interstitial means around the cells is the lymphatic fluids. That's acidic, that's stagnant, that's chewing on you. Okay? So you got to alkalize that. So get on a high alkaline diet. Move thy lymph and get off of the meat, dairy, and grains, anything acidic. You cannot handle acidic foods right now at all. So get off of that. Especially that dairy, man. Nothing clogs the body up like dairy. Milk does not do a body good. at all. The ice cream is the worst because it's so darn good, and it's got all that sugar in it, all that white sugar, the wrong sugar, and it's got all that dairy. And people tend to eat a lot of it because it is tasty, but man, it is really bad. Pearl Marie, Jessica M, please don't let them remove the cysts! Exclamation mark. There you go. Yep. Dave Shapiro, all right, Dave. Speaking of bananas, I have two different friends who only eat organic, raw, except they both say that they don't think you have to eat organic bananas and avocados because their skins are so thick. Yeah, I talked about that, but they gas the heck out of the bananas, and they also grow them in really toxic soils. So, yeah, I'm not so picky on the avocados either. Yeah, that one I haven't really. It's hard to find organic avocados too. But yeah, there's a case to be made. But I look for 10 cents more at Trader Joe's. I'll spend the 29 cents on the organic bananas, just in case. Pearl Marie, I have had both ovaries removed from cysts and a breast cyst, also a pancreatic cyst now, and a huge left kidney cyst. Now, I know they're all from acidosis, and I wish I could go back and keep my ovaries. You know what, Pearl, I'm sorry. It's yeah, this information, better late than never, really. It shows that you're acidic in the body overall, so you've got to work on that. But yeah, it's just one of those things. We got, what do they say? Too soon old, too late smart. That's certainly my case. But at least we have the information, and at least we can take care of it now, and at least we can help our brothers and sisters. That's the beauty of it, okay? And I believe in reincarnation, so we're going to come back into a whole better world. A world where everybody knows about this, and everybody's doing it, and all the animals are running free and happy and love us instead of fear us. And yeah. The only thing about reincarnation, we don't really remember this past life. So anyways, let's pay it forward, okay? All right. Jessica, yes, Mark. I have a cyst on my right ovary and right breast. So that right kidney is down. Probably adrenals down too. So yeah, so we want to detox, 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 detox. Clean and strengthen, clean and strengthen. Good, Jessica. You're going to do this, okay? Dave Shapiro, nothing penetrates them. What is your opinion on their theory? Yeah, I just talked about that, David. Yeah, just go organic with the bananas and the avocado. It doesn't hurt. It's not that much more. It's about the soils too. And, the gassing, I think it's a cyanide gas they use on the bananas because the black widow spiders love those banana boxes for some reason. And there's all kinds of things that I guess they have to gas the heck out of them to get rid of. So I don't know what they do for organic, but yeah. Erkin, can I go on herbs while being on oral chemo? Man, I can't really advise on that. I'd talk to your doctor, okay? Yeah, I mean, my personal feeling is that I would want to get on herbs and off of chemicals as fast as possible myself. And I don't know anything about what's going on. But, so I can't really advise you on that other than that I'm just a big fan of herbs. And I'm a big fan of detoxification, okay? And that's it. The thing is, when we talk about this made-up thing they call cancer, it's really just acidosis, chewing at the cells at a cellular level. So how do we fix that? We got to alkalize. We got to alkalize down to the cellular level. And that is deep detoxification. And so what never made any sense to me is that these chemicals are super acidic. They're down in the 2s on the pH. Why would you want to put acids on top of an acidic condition? I just never get that. So we want to alkalize, move lymph down to interstitial level, down to the cellular level, and that's the true healing there. This is just the idea that they can kill the bad cells along with the good cells, and then the body's natural rebuilding takes place and rebuilds with good cells. It just doesn't work in a lot of cases. In most cases, it just has a low. Just go to Cancer Treatment Centers of America and see. It's just not good. Certain ones it does work. Testicular cancer, I think it does real well with in certain ones, but yeah. So yeah, it's just an acid condition is really what it is. Jessica, Pearl Marie, thank you for your advice. I really don't want surgery. Okay. Keto Witch, adrenochrome is the illegal drug for pure adrenaline taken from human beings during extreme pain, fear, and duress. Wow. Okay. The drug is the drug in the dropper taken by Hunter Thompson in Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. That guy was a crazy guy. He used to live near me up in Aspen. He was always getting into trouble, that guy. Jeez. Yeah, keep it clean, you guys. Keep it natural. We just don't want to get into all these crazy, isolated chemistries. And this is all just crazy stuff. Dave Shapiro, by the way, I'm happy you did not cut off your gray hair 2 weeks ago. Or perhaps because of the YouTube pic, I thought you had chopped it off. I got to update my pictures. My picture's like 5 years old. I just haven't taken any stills. But yeah, my hair's growing out. I don't know. Just a little phase I'm going through maybe. I don't know. But thanks, David. Roberto, I forgot to write that my brown eyes are getting lighter. Yeah, that's what happens with brown eyes. Yeah, mine are honey colored now. It's really great because you get rid of all that dark, stagnant, toxic bowel stuff. I can really notice that. Congratulations, Roberto. Yeah, blue eyes. Actually, the thing about blue eyes, they actually get darker and the brown eyes get lighter. So picture this, you got blue eyes and you got this nice white layer of lymph over the top of them. We now got these nice, beautiful powder blue eyes, which look fantastic. But the problem is that powder blue is really a sign that you got lymphatic problems. So once you clean that out, they go back to their deeper blue. And then for some reason, the brown eyes, they go darker as they get lymphatically compromised, as your body gets lymphatically compromised, and they get lighter as you detox. So go figure. So good. Z Kirstine with a little emoticon there. Thank you. Dave Shapiro. CRP is C-reactive protein. Oh, thank you. All right, there we go. Thank you. So a lot of talk about the C-reactive protein. Going from 14 to 1 in, what was it, 1 month on fruit? This is fantastic. This shows that inflammation is coming out of the body. That is so fantastic. Adrenochrome is basically the same idea as the consumption of animals and their flesh being flooded with fear, adrenaline, and then we eat them. Yes. Brooke Graves, I think Pearl is referring to C-reactive protein. Is it 1.4? Oh no, 14 is sky high. So Pearl got that down to 1 in 1 month, you guys. This is a living test. This is a testament to the power of alkalizing foods and how fast you can heal, how fast you can turn things around. I don't care what you have. I really don't. So Brooke says Dan is thin as a rail. Dan McDonald, yeah, and John Rose is the guy out of Texas. Yeah, John looks fantastic. He's older than me, and he just looks cut and fit. He's a tennis coach and champion tennis player. And Dan looks great. I've met Dan in person. He's really super clear-eyed, really walks the walk. He's a raw guy. He's thin, but in a good way, I think. He lifts weights, but probably light weights and things like that. But he takes care of himself. He's really into body image and all that, which is both of those guys are. They look great. They really do. I do notice that with just a little bit of exercise, my body responds very rapidly to it. It changes very rapidly, even though I don't eat protein. So I don't know. Chime in, is John Rose a protein guy? I don't think he is. I think he's a high fruit, a high raw guy. And I don't think he does any kind of protein supplements. But this is just something, it makes sense at the surface. Oh, if I take in all this extra protein, I'm going to get stronger. I don't know if there's that much correlation. There are bodybuilders that are raw, And they claim it's just all about reps and calories. So I don't know. Never got into bodybuilding myself. Jamie Dunson, 6.5 months raw, still have no energy. Any foods that would help my adrenals? Yeah, there's plenty of foods, and herbs are food, you guys. You know, the herbs that we're doing, they're just vegetables with an attitude. So they're the adrenal foods. Look at berries. The glands love all berries, and grapes are berries. So there's one. Licorice root is fantastic for the adrenals. If you don't have high blood pressure, it really brings it up. And it is really, really good. It's cheap and it's really good and tastes great. You can make a licorice root tea. Really wonderful. Ashwagandha, what are they? I think the Indian word for ashwagandha smells like, horse's horse's mouth or something. I don't know. It's a smelly herb, but ashwagandha is good. Siberian ginseng, all the ginsengs are good for the adrenals. Deer antler, if you're not a vegan, is wonderful for the adrenals. Let's see what else. I'll throw in a couple more. Astragalus is one. Yeah, so I've given you a bunch. There's a bunch of great herbs to bring up those adrenals. Yeah, if you're low on energy, chances are it is an adrenal issue. It could be, work on the brain too. Upper circuit brain and nerve can help. You could be a pituitary issue, of course. It could be a thyroid metabolism issue too. Work on that thyroid too. But detox overall. And yeah, use those herbs, and you can pump it with a adrenal glandular too. If you have really low blood pressure, you can go to those 400 adrenal glandulars. I'm not telling you to do it. I don't know anything, but I would, if my blood pressure was down around 100, I do adrenal 400 glandulars a couple, 2-3 times a day. That's just me. We got Decker Dex. Welcome. I can't get my cholesterol triglycerides down on the fruit diet. Are you filtering? Are you moving lymph? This is the thing. You're acidic, so the body's making cholesterol to fight that. Cayenne garlic formula is really good. Get those kidneys filtering. Dry fasting, high fruit, kidney filtration herbs, kidney herbs, lymphatic herbs, adrenal herbs. Kidneys and adrenals hand in hand. Overall detox. You'll get that. It'll come down. It'll come down. The less acidic you are, the less cholesterol you need to make. Simple as that. To remove the residues, you got to detox, and cayenne garlic. It's really good. Brooke Graves, Mark, I know it's acid, but was recently diagnosed with Raynaud's disease. Blood vessels are not opening and closing properly. Weather is cold. All right, so that is blood vessels are not opening and closing properly when the weather is cold. The Raynaud's disease. Hold on, I have notes on this. Hold on one second. Hang on one second, okay? I just want to help you out here. All right, so, okay, so I just make notes on all these things. So Raynaud's disease, cold extremities, fingers, hands, and feet. It's lymphatic stagnation, as we know, and which can affect blood circulation, of course. Okay? You want to strengthen the kidneys and adrenals, and you want to pump up the thyroid. So that's all obvious stuff there. So general detox, go after those things. Like I talked about the glandulars and the herbal formulas for those specific areas, but also overall detoxification, of course. And then, with circulation issues, I talked about moving it from the hot water for 5 minutes to the cold water for 30 seconds back and forth, rubbing the castor oil in with maybe a pinch of cayenne. You want to improve the circulation, cayenne garlic formula, circulation formulas, things like that. You want to improve the circulation, but it's probably a glandular issue with the adrenals and the thyroid. But they're blocked up because you're not moving lymph. There's stagnation lymphatically in the body. So that's it. So just get everything moving again, and you're going to be fine, right? Okay, good. And we gave you overall and specific things you can do physically and with herbs. So that's the whole thing. We can target areas too, which is wonderful. But just getting on high fruit and the overall basic herbs is just such a great thing. Eventually everything will clean out, but you can really help the process along. Do some rebounding too. I forgot to tell you, overall lymph will move with brisk walking while moving the arms and legs really aggressively, deep breathing, at the same time rebounding on those little rebounders. Heck, just jumping jacks will help. You want to move that lymphatic system, exercise, get moving. All right. So AJ says, I understand you can clean out with pasteurized juice, but could you share how Dr. Morse feels about them? He's not a big fan of pasteurized juice, although he likes the Knudsen. It's called A.W. Knudsen brand. He likes that one if you have to do pasteurized. It's an organic grape juice. There's some high quality organic grape juice out there if you have to. It's not always easy. I was traveling, of course, up in Wyoming and Utah. I couldn't squeeze grapes, so I had a lot of grape juice. I had a lot of Welch's grape juice, man. And that's just wonderful, because you're up there at the high altitude and it's very dehydrating. There's not a lot of moisture in the air. So that was keeping me hydrated. It was just wonderful, easy to take around. So, but he doesn't like it. He wants you to have the raw. I do too, but it's not always possible. So get a high quality pasteurized if you must. Brooke Graves, have been taking circulation herbs by Dr. Christopher as you suggested. Good, excellent. Very, very good. Yeah, I think he has cayenne garlic formula too. I know that his disciple, Dr. What's his name? He just did a live broadcast the other day. Oh gosh, you know what I'm talking about. It'll come to me. But he's a disciple of Dr. Christopher too. He has a cayenne garlic. He loves cayenne pepper. This guy. Gosh, his name's escaping me. But yeah, he's an interesting guy. His name will come to me. But yeah, in other words, cayenne garlic is really, really good for circulation. And I'm sure Dr. Christopher's herbs have got that in there as well. Prickly ash bark is a great circulation herb. That's really, really good one. Okay, so we got Jamie Dunson. I have major saggy skin, weighing in around 86 pounds now. But parathyroid glandular and bones and connective tissues. Have you seen anyone tighten their skin back after using these? Yeah, okay, so what's happening is you're 86 pounds, Jamie, so that's another issue, but we're talking about the saggy skin. So saggy skin is a structural issue, okay? Now, I don't know if you went from 300 pounds down to 86. That's another issue too. But anyways, the structural integrity of the body, the bones, the integrity of the skin, the integrity of the organs, the integrity of the bowels. A lot of people have saggy bowels because they're not utilizing enough calcium, okay? So if we're on this high fruit, high raw salad diet, fruits and salads, we're going to get in a lot of calcium, believe me. It's utilizing it. So the parathyroid is down, all right? So you bought a parathyroid glandular, try and pick that up. Okay, good. And you got a bone and connective tissue. Okay, so that's going to help too, all right? But you got to overall detox as well to remove acids. You know that, right? We don't just go after certain things. So overall detoxification, right? And but at 86 pounds, it sounds like you've got malabsorption. Now, malabsorption is where your bowel walls are so inflamed they're not letting things through. Or you have mucoid plaque on the bowel walls or obstructions in those bowels. So you need to work on those bowels really big time and restore the absorption. You could have, well, we know we have utilization problems with the parathyroid and the calcium, but the other glands may not be utilizing. In other words, you may not be utilizing minerals out of the adrenals. The adrenals metabolize 25 minerals. They also metabolize sugars. So you're having some weight issues too. So this requires overall detoxification and cleaning and strengthening all of the glands and getting after that GI tract big time. And keep the skin moving, sweat a lot to keep everything moving through, and you'll rebuild. You'll rebuild all this, okay? But yes, people tighten their skin, they get their bones stronger, they get their organs stronger. Hemorrhoids and hernias are also a sign of weak parathyroid, low calcium utilization. So any of these structural problems are a sign of this. So keep digging in, doing the do. God, we're almost at 2 hours. I can't believe it. I didn't take my hour-long stretch break. This has been such a great session, you guys. I mean, it's just I forgot to even get up and walk around. Okay, so good. Jose, yoga is good to move lymph. You better believe it. Especially Bikram. Bikram twists you and does all this stuff to help move lymph. So wonderful. It's really good. And plus all that sweating. That's one of the best lymphatic movers there is Bikram yoga, hot yoga. Ashtanga is probably really good too. Roberto, Mark, how do you deal with relatives being sick? My own father has bladder cancer, and we can't get him to eat one day raw. I know it's his free will, but he's my father. I know it's really sad, Roberto. I sympathize with you. My dad, who passed away last year, same thing. You know, there's only so much you can do, especially with the older people. They're set in their ways. Just be a living example, and you know, just gently try to guide him. Explain with information, but don't preach. And you just have to resign to the fact that some people aren't ready. They're probably not going to be ready. You know, from my standpoint, you know, hold your ground, teach what you know works for you, be a living example. Your father will see the changes in you, and there are miracles that happen. Some of my worst critics have now become my best advocates, especially family and friends. So never give up on them, and you know, but respect their free will for sure. Okay, and just hope that he comes around. And yeah, the bladder issues are definitely lymphatic, and yeah, needs to really be addressed. Boy, getting him off the high proteins and the acidic foods would surely be a fantastic thing for him. Getting the kidney, teaching him kidney filtration, getting him on some soothing herbs like this slippery elm and marshmallow root to soothe that urinary tract would be wonderful too. Blessings to your dad. Let's pray that he has an awakening. Okay, Roberto. We got G. Coolagen. Okay, thanks. I actually thought the problem would be from oxidation products of adrenaline, so adrenochrome. That's why I asked. Okay, good. We got the Keto Witch. Dry brushing is excellent for tightening loose skin. Yep, from weight loss. And yoga will also tone the prolapsed musculature beneath the old fat and loose skin. Yeah, just moving lymph, you guys, will help the structure of the body. And acids destroy; they weaken. Okay, and calcium is a builder, of course, but calcium is actually a great antacid too. It's the number one ingredient in Tums, so we need lots of calcium. Okay, all right. So, all right. So Jamie's been dry brushing for years now. Excellent. Keto Witch, dry brushing towards the heart. Yes. Then get it in the shower after dry brushing. Use the brush with the coffee grounds and shampoo to further deep massage tissues. Oh, interesting. Okay, good. Yeah, dry brush before you get in the shower and then bring it in the shower. Good idea. We got Joan B. I've never heard of John Rose talk about taking any kind of protein. I haven't either. I don't think he's a protein guy. And this guy's built. This guy is got the body of like a 20-year-old. The guy is amazing. A very energetic person, too. I'm sure he's a fantastic tennis player. And Jamie says, no, he doesn't. Yeah. The sheriff is back. Hey, hi, what do you think of liquor, alcohol, as far as how it affects toxicity-wise? Yeah, it's acidic. It's a toxin. You know, if you have a glass of wine here and there, just know that it's going to slow a detox down. It's a bit acidic, so I'd be real careful. I actually notice it goes in and out of my system a lot quicker than when I cheat on food since it's liquid. Yeah, when you're detoxified, right, things will move through you very quickly because there's no obstructions. So, yeah, so if you're used to drinking and you detox and you go have a drink, be careful. That might hit you twice as hard because you're pure. Those cells don't have a lot of mucus around them, so that alcohol gets right into the cell and boom. So just beware. Mike Wilkes, if a rash appears on the face after dry brushing, can this be a sign toxins moving or brushing too hard? It could be a sign of both. We don't need to brush hard, you guys. With that dry brushing, very lightly. Light is better, actually. So don't brush too hard. But it could be a sign it's actually working too. Jamie, I weighed my biggest at 180 pounds at one time. Lost my weight over a 14-year period. Started raw at 105. I just did a juice fast and lost 7 more pounds. Now I'm down to 85. So you're getting down there. Yeah, so, but good for you on your weight loss, and you're doing the right thing. You just want to work on that GI tract to get that. You got to get the absorption up by cleaning the GI tract, getting the bowel wall inflammation down so more stuff comes through. You want to work on the glands, make sure that your utilization of minerals out of those adrenals is up, and also your sugar metabolism is up out of the adrenals and the pancreas. Make sure that the pancreas is strong. Go after that so you have more enzymes to break the food down, all right, so it's digested more. And so you're not pushing undigested food out through the body and not getting the benefits of it. So good. So clean and strengthen, okay? And you're going to be great. The body's going to reach its optimal weight, whatever that is. You know, I think we all know that weight. Mine's about 183 from me. If I'm below that, I feel a little too thin, I get a little too cold, feel a little weak. If I get above that, I feel sluggish, a little too heavy. So we all know that. So let's do that. You know, when you get detoxed and cleansed, the body will return. It's like magic. And maybe your good weight is a 105. I don't know. You're going to find out though. Roberto, thank you. Thank you, Roberto. We got Jose. Thanks. Good vibes. Goodbye. Goodbye, Jose. Jamie did a 32-day juice feast, was trying to fix malabsorption. Yep. But had a connective tissue healing crisis that caused me severe pain and couldn't walk for 3 days. I had no choice but to stop. Wow. I don't know how you could have, tell me more about that. I don't know how you could have a connective tissue weakness healing crisis that quickly. Severe pain, couldn't walk. Yeah, tell me more about that. I'm interested. G. Cooligan, thanks for the show. Really good info. Optimistic again, night all. Good. I'm glad to pump you guys up. This is I'm a motivator, I guess, for you guys. So good. New Life, is it normal to eat too much fruit during the winter season? Is it normal to eat too much fruit? No, it's actually, people eat less fruit when it's colder out. It's just not as appetizing. When it's warm, I feel like a lot more fruit. I can't stop eating fruits all day. Oh, good. Good. That's a good side effect. So excellent. All right. Linda, thank you, Mark. Have a great night. You too. So we're about a little over 2 hours here. I'm going to wait a second for Jamie to talk more about the connective tissue problem. I want to get you guys cleared up on that. New Life says, what's your thought on organic dates? I love dates. They're high sugar, good kind of sugar, but so be careful with them, but they're wonderful. They're really good. And some people need the calories. They really do. And but I love them. They're really great. They're not detoxifying, but they're really good to keep you in the game. They're not acidic. They're fruit. They have wonderful sugars in them. They're portable. They're wonderful. So in that sense they are, but they're not detoxifying. But they're not going to clog up either. So they're great. And a lot of people do very creative things with them in making their smoothies and their salad dressings and so forth. So good. All right, so I am going to call it a night, you guys. It's been great. I got into a time warp. I just kept talking and I didn't realize it was 2 hours. Yeah, Dr. Richard Schultz, thank you very much. Dr. Christopher Train. Yeah, they're very similar. And he has his own herb company, and they're very similar to Dr. Christopher's herbs. And Dr. Christopher passed away in the 90s. He was just a great soul. So anyways, I'll see you guys again next week. I got these technical issues figured out, which is wonderful. I've had a green bar the whole time, and so we got a lot done tonight, you guys. So thank you all, and we will see you next Wednesday at 5 o'clock. Got a little earlier time here. So good night, and God bless everybody, and we'll see you next Wednesday.